Well, hello. This is your host Eric. Welcome back to GMODISM. We are here on the channel doing some more Gimle battles. That is, if you're new, the ships that won against my 2.2 million battleship. That's very expensive. For reference, if we go to the most expensive ship here in game, it's 1.8 million, a Megalodon. And all of these ships are stronger and bigger. In any case, today we will have two victorious designs that both defeated the Gimle. Which is this, the Hexadecapod. The Hexadecapod does have 63,000 blocks, so it is far below the allowed limit. It's built by plate glass armor, and the armor is 26%, pretty reasonable, and has a firepower of 100% cram. We have some big boy 3D Tetris inside of here, and some really scary cram cannon turrets. If we're just gonna check them out a little bit, okay, move here, and you can see that for this we have 150,000 shell health, and if we check out the loadout, we can see it's frag with a little bit of high explosive. I believe they are all this. And if we check the armor a little bit, obviously this is a very fast design with a lot of AIs. 100 meters per second, this is a hydrofoil with a speed not to be messed with. If we do a little left-right cut, we can see into it alongside. We have spread out engines all over the place, naturally a bit weak to fire. If we do a little front and back cut, we can see a cross-section of the armor. We have some pole armor here, so we don't get all of the benefits from stacking of the armor. Also, it's a bit vulnerable to impact damage and plasma damage types. However, you can see that it will survive a long time if anyone tries to bring any kind of sandblasting. Or not sandblasting, or sandblasting in the sense if you use hesh spamming. If you have a lot of small hesh shells and stuff like that, it will take some time to chew through this. We have a second layer of armor as well, which basically repeats the same pattern. Well, a lot of built-in air gaps, so heat hesh types of damage will not get through very easily. We do have a lot of armor around the turrets, however. Yeah, and I don't understand why the turrets do not have armor, like heavy armor on the side of them. Well, whatever, we're gonna see how it deals with all of this in battle against the other design, which is the awesome little Astera. It's not very little, it costs as much as it can cost, and the block limit is almost 84. It was almost 100,000, but it's 84,000. So that's a lot. We have a mix of damage types, mostly cram also, but some missile, some APS, some laser. Laser is good for starting fires. So it's built by Drip Was Taken, and it is it also, it's not as fast obviously, and it does, as said, have an array of damage here. So we got some small APS cannons. I believe this is diff sieves. It is not, it is squash heads, so we're dealing some damage here too to incoming shells. We do have a, oh, here we have a sieves cannon system shooting high fire rate bullets, and this is the diff sieves. We have a timed fuse, of course, there to shoot at the incoming cram shells. Well, it's gonna be really interesting. We've got lasers there, an array of well, like, I need to see, is this, are these, yeah, okay, we have diff guns. They're just damage dealing diff guns, right? Yeah, That's a good thing to do some initial damage as well. In any case, we're gonna see how they fare in combat. Will the more evasive Hexadecapod avoid being shot at, or will the Dripos Taken's Astera be able to counter the incoming shells instead? Or will we have a good old collision? We need to check out the armor a little bit here, of course. I believe that you already understand that the Astera is a one-sider, like the Gimle is, which you will not be seeing in this battle, but those battles are already recorded and shown if that is something you want to see. Now, oh, looks like it's built in a way so we can't really look at the cross section. Unfortunately, we have some limitations there. Let's do a left-right little cut here, so you can see a little bit at least how the armor is really stacked to this side. We have a lot of wedges there. We got alloy slabs as armor. We even got a layer of heavy armor and a exterior little tetra shell, which is of course super cheap. Like each of these little tetras are 5 materials, and do you wonder why you want to have this? Well, you can basically make the detonation a little bit further away from the core if the enemy come with timed uses and that sort of thing. Well, let's get into the battle and see if plate glass armor or Dripos Taken will be the winner, and who's gonna go to the losers bracket for another battle. This is double elimination, by the way. Well, let's get into the battle, ladies and gentlemen. The Astera by Dripos Taken is lining up its cran shells here. And let's follow this volley here. Oh, and we're having some laser zapping the Hexadecapod here. And she is taking big fire here. The early battle lead goes to the Astera. Dripos Taken has put in a mix of different weapons, and that's certainly a good idea here. Look at that, we have a little bit of like thrusters to keep it not flying out of the water, I think. Possibly. I think it was that, I don't remember. Anyways. Oh, bam! The timed frags. Oh, Hexadecapod, what a shot! Look at that Astera. She delivers. Hexadecapod is super sad right now. Look at that. 191%. But Dripos Taken's Astera, she's not doing too good either. Look at that thing. We have some big holes there. Despite having this little detonation chamber, of course, both shells are really scary. Look at that. We're not really able to take out the incoming cram shells either, and the Hexadecapod is trying to move to the weak side of the Astera. This definitely makes the battle a lot more interesting here. All the armor is at the other side. This is the wrong place for a one-sider. Poor thing. All shots it get hit from that side will do like maximum type of damage. I don't know if our detection turrets are having a trouble to hit or something, but the laser is of course lasing as well as it can. Oh damn, look at that. Plate glass armor has lost a turret. The Hexadecapod, she lost a turret. 1 out of 8 turrets is a gunner. Cool thing. Need to decode. Anyways. %. It looks like the first win is gonna go to The drip was taken's Astera. Even though we are at the weak side, it looks like the early lead may be enough to secure a win. We shall see. We're of course frenetically trying to deal with the incoming shells here, of course, but I don't know if we'll able to. It doesn't look like we're able to shoot them down, to be honest. You can see here. I think the laser is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. The lamps are not able to shoot down that, but Astera she should be very happy right now because the Hexadecapod has gotten again to Astera's strong side, the starboard. Starboard sounds a lot cooler than port, want to say. So it only makes sense that it's a stronger on starboard, right? Anyways. Astera down to 88%. Look at that, we have so many holes here. We have two big scary crammers cramming each other so hard. In any case, over here the Hexadecapod, she's not doing great though. Like, sure, she dealt some damage, but we are shilling out at funny number 69 right now. So do with that what you will. But as you can see, 2 turrets are missing entirely, and 3 of the other turrets look like they are semi or completely disabled. Maybe not completely disabled, but you know, very sad. Oh, bam. It is brought out of its misery anytime soon. I don't think it will survive a lot longer. But who knows? The Hexadecapod might get a super lucky hit at the Astera. You know, with big crams, you can always hit the AI and do an instant win. Also helps that the Hexadecapod is at the Astera's weak side again. So there is that. Bam! Look at that, 2% for 1 cram hit. That was a scary hit. Like, just imagine any one of these hits can hit the AI. And then it's game over. Sometimes the battle are brutal like that. We'll see how this one turns out. Hexadecapod 60%. Ooh, I don't think it will make it. No, 59 versus 76. This is too few percentages away from just a despawn. It's very, very unlikely that the Hexadecapod can turn this around. But of course, this is the first battle. It may change. A lot of the time, a ship can be real lucky, which is why this is best of 3 double elimination. So the loser of this ship goes down to the losers bracket, where it has another chance and it will need to be defeated again to be able, or to be like delegated to obscurity and not seen again in the Gimle tournament. 67% looks indeed like what we said may almost have come true there. The Hexadecapod took a nasty hit. Or no, the Hexadecapod gave a nasty hit to the Astera. 66% versus 56. It is not as far between anymore. Look at that, 2 big turrets just completely missing from the Astera. Maybe the Astera was lucky and Hexadecapod wins the next battle and ends up to the 3rd battle. We shall see. But 1%, basically 1.3% away from despawning. makes me be pretty certain that Astera she'll win the first battle, and Drip was taken will be very, very happy. But of course, if the Hexadecapod manages to land another strike at a very successful place to the Astera, it may win also. 54.7%, yes, it is official. We'll go to the next battle. The first round is won by the Rip was taken and the ship Astera. Congratulations, we'll see if it was luck or not. Like, ooh, winning at the 65% health, that is, whew. I guess plate class armor and Rip was taken should be pretty revved up watching this one. Well, you can't wait for the next round, and neither should you. Imagine if I like recorded different rounds in like different videos. That would be so annoying. I'm not gonna. Next battle, here we are. Enjoy the beautiful colors of the Hexadecapod before they change. Alright. Nice synced barrage. We're getting a exchange fire straight away. And lasers. They're not that scary, those lasers, are they? Well, in any case. Hexadecapod takes the lead. And the Astera is lining up its broadside. Well then, we're trying to intercept the incoming shells, and some of them are intercepted. The diff guns are also popping in here. Are they not? And the COS cannons are probably, I think, yeah, Percy was right. They're just targeting the Hexadecapod when they're not having a target to shoot at. Smart. It's very even, as it was in the previous battle. Well, our next volley from the Hexadecapod is lining up here. Oh, bam! The Hexadecapod is losing health. 87%? What happened? Well, we need to slow down time here a little bit and see how the COS systems, the LAMs, are trying to cooperate to make this shell a threat no longer. It is well aimed and high health, however, so it bam clips the barrel of one of the cram cannons. Obviously it will be able to fire still, but that damage was close to be quite devastating indeed. 86% Astera, which we're looking at here in white, 94. Interceptors can be used to target incoming cram shells as well. If you want to see how to set that up, I have some tutorials and some empirical tests about it. To make an optimal. There are some optimal settings you can have, by the way. Oh, if you're wondering, by the way, of all of these like weird words like APS and BB here and EM there and MDBs there and EEDs here and stuff like that, go to Steam Workshop, go to my Steam page and watch my guides. Because on From the Depth, you can just Google it too, From the Depth Dictionary on Steam Workshop. We'll have a dictionary with all the different acronyms and words, which is probably a good idea to check through if you want to get in on the speak of the game as fast as possible. Just a recommendation to keep, to sound smart or understand what folks are talking about in the Discord more. Who cares about the former? Well, well. The Astera, by drip was taken, still has the lead. She seems to be the stronger battleship, but it can change any moment. The Hexadecapod at 85% is no joke either. Let's see, we get the shells incoming and bam. One of the downsides of having timed fuses, of course, if they detonate too early, they basically deal no damage, and since you kind of shoot every 20 seconds or something like that, it's a high risk to make the damage not be optimal. I think we got a nasty hit over at Astera there, so let's check that out. Oh my! Astera's maneuverability seems possibly to be compromised. We're getting shot from behind here. Oh my, we may be able to shoot at some quite important components here. Yeah. But it doesn't matter that much, it still moves, it seems to have AI. I feared the worst there for some second. The Hexadecapod 75% yes. It is a lot behind in terms of health compared to the Astera, but as you can see there, the Hexadecapod is scary even if it's damaged. Just brought the Astera down to 80% almost. And it is on the Astera's weak side too, so it's bad news for the Astera. It's not maneuverable enough to be flanked, or to not be flanked. I mean. Battle is evening out. Even though the Astera has abilities to shoot down the incoming cram shells, it seems to not be enough. And know this, that if you shoot blocks like somewhat, you will decrease their damage. So if you 99% kill a block, but not quite, it will still like deal damage of course, but it will be really minuscule. So even if you're not able to take out incoming shells, which is of course the optimal scenario, you'll still be able to make sure they deal less damage. So having a sieve systems that don't quite take out enemy fire is fine if you're having enough armor and, well, you see if it works or not. It's better if it takes them out, of course, but if they won't, it's not a deal breaker because they decrease the damage they're dealing at least. So perhaps you damage a penetrator to 50%, well, then it's gonna not go through your ship anymore, just maybe the outer layer of their armor. Thanks to your lamb's interventions, for example. Good to know. Because you may assume that the shells that are incoming and are not quite shot down are dealing 100% damage, but that's not the case. Not for APS. Astera is down to 79. Hexadecapod is at 71. Wow, this is getting pretty close. Bam. Shells are popping in, of course. Astera isn't looking too happy. No, she's not. But neither is the Hexadecapod. Feels like this battle slowed down a little bit. We're entering slugfest territory. It's only 5 minutes in game. Crazy that. Man, I feel that the Hexadecapod should really change sides. Like, then it would not take as much damage at all, having that exterior armor being still intact. The Astera can't switch sides, of course, but the Hexadecapod can. Interesting indeed. What will happen? Well, the laser seems happy at least. There are some juicy things to burn at. Well, the slugfest has continued for some time, and as you can see, the Hexadecapod is slowly entering despawn territory. Looks like the Astera will win this battle as well. Bam! That's a big hit there. 57.5%. Now I clicked the wrong buttons here, oh my. Let's lock on to this poor thing. I think we can probably already say big congratulations to Astera. She wins this battle. Drip was taken, is the builder, so that's probably who we should congratulate instead. Drip was taken, good build indeed. It was pretty close there a couple of times, but the Astera proved out to be a little bit stronger. Possibly due to the sieves system, the LAMs, the sieves, interceptors, making sure that the incoming shells at least, you know, sometimes get shot down, of course, but also dealt less damage. And the, well, sieves cannons, of course, too. Well, that makes it so that both of the victories go to the Astera. Well, two confused folks that are, well, don't want to be spoiled, or to not spoil people that are not want to be spoiled by the progress bar. We are, of course, starting the third battle here just to check out if we get any other results or anything like that. But of course, the battle is already decided. Anyways, big thanks to all the commissioned officers in the army of GMODISM and everyone in the ecclesiarchy, and if anyone joined the government of GMODISM too. I'll mention your name in the future if you join the government of GMODISM when I updated, you know, the list and stuff, and this recording, you know, at the time of this recording, this was how it was. Yes. Well, in any case. Neat little battle. I wonder if we get kind of the similar results this time around too or not. It would have been funny if the Astera was just lucky 2 times. Then it's definitely poor Hexadecapod territory. But plate class armors Hexadecapod, damn, that's a strong design. It's super good too. I feel I say this about every ship that gets into losers bracket, so obviously it can't be true for all of them, but I think the Hexadecapod will go quite a bit, go quite a long way in the losers bracket. I mean, this design is pretty hard to beat, I think. But then again, we have the evasive aircraft. They might be able to beat it, yeah. They probably will. Well, that's up for debate and to be decided by later battles. Hexadecapod is behind and Astera is indeed in the lead. There you could see a little cram, or no, a little diff cannon. Oh, we hurt a boiler, so now we have a flame. And since the Hexadecapod is going real fast, the flame is kind of being fanned due to the speed. Scary stuff indeed. Well, well, well. I think it looks like it's pretty reliable. The results we have, we're probably just gonna have the exact same thing happen all over again. So I think we just need to give it a couple of minutes, and it will be hard to know from the progress bar straight away, stuff like that, you know? Yeah, that's kind of the point. But also to see if anything changes extremely much in the beginning. And now we have a pretty even one. About that, Astera by Drip was taken is actually brought to the same health by the Hexadecapod. Looks like the Astera was less lucky this time, or it was the Hexadecapod's turn to be lucky. Well, it's a best of 3, so even if the Hexadecapod wins this, Astera already won 2 times, which makes it the better of best of 3. And better is of course not the same way as like, understand me correctly, it's better against this ship. It's, you know, when we pitch the loser bracket designs, Resolute and Rollo against each other, the Resolute turned out on top, and the Rollo was still the winner of the losers bracket, you know? Wait. Yeah, the Resolute turned out on top, even though the Rollo was the winner of the losers bracket. Well, Astera is at 84%, yes. And the Hexadecapod is at 86. Oh man, look at that! The AI is gone! Oh well, damn! Well, perhaps the Astera was lucky then. Or it was the Hexadecapod's turn. Oh no, now they come back online. Maybe they were just out of bounds. I'm not sure, to be honest, exactly what happened there. That was weird. Kinda looks like Hexadecapod actually wins the 3rd battle. 10% in the lead. So far, at least. Oh well. What can we say? Bam! Drip was taken down to 73. Or Drip was taken Astera down to 73, sorry. What a battle, ladies and gentlemen. What a battle. Well, the Astera seems to have trouble with the maneuverability, not dealing that much damage, and the Hexadecapod is now 15% in the lead in terms of health. Quite interesting. The tables have turned, as they say. Astera is at a good solid 69%. Well, I don't understand how slow it is. The game speed is at like full speed, but if I look at the recording, it feels longer. I don't know. Well, whatever. It's continuing in the same direction. The Hexadecapod is now having a 20% lead in terms of mats. Yeah. Probably targets. No? Okay. I thought the secondary maybe. Maybe I understood the targeting pattern. I think it aims towards clusters and just imagined it may have target top box, but I don't know. I don't remember if we checked that in the AI. We didn't, so. But before I may have. Well, whatever. It's like nobody cares. But, well, back to the battle. Astera, as you can see, is it despawning? No? But it's a few percentages away from actually despawning. Ha. I feel this battle's outcome was almost a little bit luck-based due to the Hexadecapod winning the third battle and the previous battles being tight at times. The Hexadecapod could probably have won as well. Well, Astera's strip was taken is at 57%, and this last battle is of course not official, so whatever, but it will lose, is what I'm trying to say. It will lose. Also, check out GMODISM.com if you haven't already. I spent some time building a cool little homepage for you that's something you've never seen before in terms of the design, so tell me if it's bad or good. Yeah. There we have it. Grip was taken's Astera versus Plate Glass Armor's Hexadecapod. Well, did you think this video was interesting? Did you enjoy this battle? Do leave it a like and do subscribe for future content. Big thanks to everyone in the ecclesiarchy, you got this video as early access. And to all of you in the commissioned officers, you have early access to some nice dedicated specific files. And of course, big thanks to everyone in the government of GMODISM. Well, do check out the support options if you want to support the channel even more than liking this video. And of course, check out our Discord if you also want to participate in future tournaments and battles and what not. Until next time, this is your host Eric, and I'm signing out.